but I am very interested in this. Xeno made a video. This is what I've learned in 8 years of being a content creator. Advice for new and small streamers. I recently started focusing a lot more on streaming, so I'm kind of like, and Xeno is like one of few people I actually respect in the 14 community, because a lot of the content creators I don't have respect. I know they're there, I appreciate them, but I don't really have respect for them. Yet it's true, I am a baby. So I am actually very curious what Xeno has to lay down for us and share. What kind of wisdom does he carry? Probably a good one though. Let's see. Let me put me on this side. Yeah. Do you guys want to go on Xenos' head? Because anytime I react to Xenos' head, fucking Xenos' head, Xenos' videos, you guys want to be on his head for some reason. Yes. Okay. Actually, I need to do this way differently. Hold on. So I would need to myself like this.
Yes, on that beautiful bald head.
He'll start moving it a bit, so I'm sure he'll realize. Actually, no. This is mean. No, I'm not gonna put. I'm gonna put you guys on his shoulder. There you go. I'm gonna be on his shoulder because he's a beautiful man. There you go. Pictures of baguettes here. Right. Let me just pull up chat so I can actually see you guys. And let's see what he has to say.
Zip. This could be a little different. I don't normally make videos like this, but I kind of just felt like talking. I want
Fucking damn it! YouTube, please!
I wanted to talk about like streaming, Twitch partnership, just being a content creator in general. I don't really have a script for this. I'm just gonna kind of go. I have some bullet points here on my phone, just a few that I want to like kind of talk about a little bit. The reason why I wanted to talk about this kind of stuff is because I've helped quite a few people in the past out with content creation and getting partnered and just advice and just various things like that. And recently, over the past like I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 months, I've helped a few more people. And I don't know, I kind of just felt like yeah, now's the time. Now I want to kind of talk about it. I talk about it a lot on stream. For those of you that don't tune in on stream a lot, sometimes people will come in and ask about it. Like, oh, what should I do? What are the settings for this? Like what should I expect? That kind of stuff. So I figured I just make a video on it, just talk about it. But anyway, like I said earlier, I don't normally do videos like this anymore. A majority of my YouTube videos are just ripped from the stream, edited, and then put up in a more palatable order.
A lot of his videos are all over the place. It's not criticism, but it's like there's a reason I'm gonna be very selective as to what I watch from Xeno. Because like, clear from this, reacting to this, Xeno reacting to dumbasses getting into car crashes. I'll probably skip that.
Or digestible viewing experience, whatever.
But I appreciate it.
But anyway, today is actually my off day, and I really wanted to stream, but as a streamer, you have to force yourself to take days off.
I can relate to him.
Force yourself,
I'm also a bit of a workaholic.
That's another thing I want to touch on is that
I need to
everything
decide
that
on an off day.
I'm going to talk about today is based on my personal experience. Other streamers, other content creators might have a completely different experience, man. I don't know. I can't speak for them. I can only speak for myself. But anyway, I guess the first bullet point we have here, who am I? How long have I been streaming? What got me into streaming and where I started? So I am Xenos, Vex, Zemo, whatever. My name's Tyler. I started streaming 8 years ago. And so I've been streaming for over 8 years. Well, I started streaming.
That is a long time. Wait, hold on. 8 years. I streamed in 2016. Well, so technically I streamed... Well, I streamed for a year and then I fucking stopped streaming until practically now. Okay, so I'll give him that. Okay, he's ahead of me.
On Twitch, but I actually started on YouTube. I made YouTube videos first.
Yeah.
One of the first things I did back at the time, I played Final Fantasy 14. That was my main game. It still is my main game. I've played it for almost like 10 fucking years at this point. And I very first started with a video I made, a guide on one of the jobs, tank job called Warrior. I remember I was sitting in voice, and this was before I even knew what streaming was. This was before I knew like even about being a content creator. I was sitting in Voice, you know, sitting in Mumble at the time for the
Oh, feel old now. Mumble was like one of the like VoIP softwares, basically like Discord, just like more Temprillo, Raid Call. A lot of those like software were basically just for voice calling, but you still had to have a fucking server for it.
those of you that don't know what Mumble is, it's like Discord but shittier. I was
Yeah.
sitting in Mumble with some friends, and you know we were talking about the game, you know, just stuff like that. And my friend at the time, haven't talked to him in years, but my friend at the time, he didn't know it. I'm sure no one knew it, but he told me something that you know would come to change my life. And he said, "Hey, all this stuff you're saying, why don't you make a YouTube video about it?" So I was like, "Really? People would be into that?"
Let me remember, what was my first video? Well, my first videos would be the World of Warcraft ones, where we just had fun and did dungeons, but those are gone. My first 14 videos would probably be actually also us doing stuff and having fun, but those are kind of also hidden. So right now, my first video is probably, oh no, make it rain guide. The event guide. I got so much shit on Reddit for that fucking guide, because the guide was just like how to solve the puzzle of the story, but everyone on Reddit didn't even watch the video and were immediately going for like, I don't need tips on how to make MGP. I wasn't giving you any, dickhead.
And he said, "Yeah." And you know, I mean, I never found out his real name, but I always called him Bro. His character in game was I'm a bro, so we always just called him Bro.
I'm a
And
bro.
he said, "Yeah, you should make a YouTube video about
That
it."
is such a World of
And
Warcraft
the
thing.
YouTube video, look, this video is going to have a lot of mentions of Final Fantasy 14, but I don't want people to think that this is a 14 video or that this is, you know, that this is based around 14. These are just my experiences, but this is just content creation in general. So like, you know, you can replace this game with any other game, you know, because I mean, obviously not everybody started in 14. A lot of people started other places, you know, but for me, it was 14. And he said, "Hey, you should make a YouTube video on this, man, because people would really like it." So I said, "Really?" You know, and like I said, it was a video, but it's way outdated now. The quality of it's horrible, but it's very special to me. This was my very first video. So
Is he still low quality? What is YouTube? Fucking, I swear I changed the quality. YouTube is being weird.
he said, "Yeah, you need to make a video on it." And it was basically a guide telling you how to tank, what gear to use, all that types of shit. So anyway, so I made it. And at the time it was very controversial because it went against what a lot of people thought.
Can you fucking stop? These fucking ads are killing
in
me.
the game. And no, you shouldn't do it that way. You should do it this way. And here's the reasons why. And anyway, it kind of blew up a little bit in the 14 community. Now, albeit the 14 community at the time was very small. 14 back then was not what it is like today. The community was extremely small. So when I say, kind of blew up, I mean like, just a little bit.
Like, all of 10 people that played the game knew about his video. You wouldn't fucking believe it.
So anyway, yeah, so like I posted on the forums, and then I posted it on Reddit, and it got a lot of positive feedback. It also got some negative feedback too, but I mean, that's how it goes. So I posted on there, and then the same guy, Bro, was like, "Yo, you should stream, man." I was like, "Stream? What the fuck is that?" He's like, "Yeah, you stream on Twitch, man. You just stream live. You can stream our raids and stuff." I was like, "Damn, man, really?" Like, people want to watch that? And they're like, "Yeah." So I was like, "Okay, well, I mean, fuck it, I'll do it." Now, at the time, my mentality was, I want to be a YouTuber. I want to make videos on YouTube.
Yeah.
I want to make videos post them on YouTube.
At the time, like a good 8 years ago, it was not really worth spreading to multiple platforms. It was literally because multiple platforms require different things from you to be successful, be a streamer or making YouTube videos. At the time, so it's like you would just have to focus on it. Like the most popular advice would be just focus on the one platform and follow your niche, especially when it came to YouTube. But these days, it's like you gotta market yourself. You gotta fucking find ways to make multiple platforms work. If it's TikTok Shorts, full videos on YouTube, Twitch, there's a whole art to it now, and yeah, it was very much different at the time. A lot of you probably in chat don't know, but YouTube initially was a dating website. Yeah. Look it up. That is real.
And I want to try to.
Until people just, instead of like their dating application tapes, start uploading their favorite corn music videos and videos of rednecks getting tased in the nuts, then it started transitioning towards specifically a video platform. Good times.
See if I can, if I can make it. Very hard to make it as a content creator. I'll explain my experiences later, in a bit. But it's very hard. At least it was very hard for me at the start. Still hard. Hardest job I've ever had. I'm 38 years old. I started doing this when I was 30. Well, maybe a little before. And yeah, I've had a lot of jobs, man. I've had a lot of jobs. I worked like pretty much every single warehouse job you can imagine. I'm qualified in so many pieces of equipment. I used to be a trucker. Used to have my CDL. I've had so many jobs, man. Okay. And I'm telling you, look, man, those jobs are hard. Okay. I'm not saying those jobs aren't hard. I'm not saying they're difficult, but streaming is the hardest job that I have ever done. Now, obviously that's going to be very personal. What do you find difficult? What challenge?
I do agree with him on this, just because I'm honestly glad he's talking about this, because I can really connect some strings and kind of connect to him on a lot of these things. Because I used to work in the film industry. After that, I kind of fell off because I couldn't really handle it too much, and I worked in bars, restaurants, also warehouses as well. It's like many jobs. A lot of you don't know, but I'm a certified bartender too. I have a license and everything. So it's like, and then you would be hopping jobs and you would have to deal with a lot of shit jobs to kind of get through. So it's like, and when you see a lot of these people just try to catch momentum when it comes to streaming or making content creation, because I'm not essentially talking to myself about myself, because I still don't know where the fuck I'm going with this. I don't know if I don't know if I'm putting effort into this yet. But you can see a lot of these people build up and try to grow, but some people will go at this for years and do nothing. And some people will get some momentum that's gonna take ages to kind of pick up properly, or they can get lucky and blow up very quickly. It all depends on a lot of stuff. So I do agree that this job. Another thing that's very difficult about this job, you gotta make it work. You can't just have it kind of work and just be at it. You gotta make it work, and you gotta work on getting it better, because no dental, you don't get work insurance. You still gotta pay taxes in your country for income. And it's like, the moment Twitch fucks up, I don't know, some sexual allegation, they're like, obviously nothing right now, but you never know. Something might happen, the platform will die. And it's like, or something happened to the internet connection. Gone. Your job doesn't exist anymore, right? Because we've saw this happened when Justin TV turned into Twitch, and shortly after Own3D, which was the other streaming platform, Phantom Lord streamed there. A lot of League players streamed. It was one a competitor to Twitch. They were gone within just a month. They were gone. All these contracts, they owed people a lot of money, specifically paychecks for a couple of months, and they were gone. Same with Mixer. Mixer was around for a good half a year. A lot of people popped off. People started there. And then within just 3 weeks, gone. Mixer just decided, nah, fuck it. No, don't like it. Bye. We make billions of dollars, and we decided that Mixer ain't it. Bye. And it's like, it is. And then this job, it's so hard to make it work and stay afloat making it work, which I think is what Xeno is talking about. He could be talking about something else, but it's it is definitely a very hard job to make it specifically a full-time job.
Challenges do you don't need
if you're
to
doing it for
overcome,
fun, that's fine.
That type of stuff. But for me, streaming is definitely it. It is it's an everyday thing, every hour thing, every minute thing.
Oof.
Like I said earlier, today was supposed to be my day off, but I wanted to stream. I feel like I was wasting a day. So, and I've been wanting to talk about this kind of stuff for a while. So he was telling me about streaming. He was like, yeah, you need to stream, you know, so I was like, okay, I'll try it. At the time, you know, like I mentioned earlier, I wanted to be a YouTuber. I thought that, you know, YouTube was the way. I soon found out that no, streaming was the way I needed to go. So I started up the stream. People came in, you know, very few people, like 2. I still remember my very first viewer.
Before YouTube was monetizing people, a lot of you don't know, there was also a site called Meta Video. You would make some videos and you could monetize them depending how popular they would get. A friend, it was a lot easier to get monetized there. I don't remember the requirements. I remember my friend just like made a video of him folding on origami into a little box, uploaded it and got $100. But then like he never reached the threshold. So yeah, that was like before YouTube specifically became like a mainstream monetization. Because we, at the time, besides YouTube, we also had Vimeo as well. And they were like competing platforms until YouTube decided that it's going to give money to its content creators.
Natsu Dragon Slayer. I'll never forget. I remember it was funny because I used to not say bye when I would end stream. I would just like start stream. I'd stream to like him, maybe 1 or 2 other people, man. And then when I was done, I would just in stream. I wouldn't say anything. I would just in stream. And then I saw him in chat. He was like, you know, he said something like, "You're not even going to say bye," you know? I was like, "Oh, I'm sorry. So ever since then, I always say bye. I won't forget that. But anyway, man, yeah, at the time, you know, look, man, I've been super poor my whole fucking life, pretty much. Well,
I don't remember. What a fucking friend to stop on. I don't remember like my very first chatters when I was streaming like in 2016. I mainly streamed League and DayZ at the time. This is gonna be a very stupid story. So I played jungle in those years, and Vi was my main, right? Big fist, sexy lady, punches shit, right? Really cool. And someone made this stupid fucking fan art because like the platform wasn't so fucking heavily modded at the time, so people could fucking throw some heinous shit in chat. Someone drew Vi putting a fist up Volibear's butt. I still remember the drawing. I wish I saved it and had it somewhere just for nostalgia's sake. Yeah, it was such a weird fucking thing. Another thing that's actually, God, I wish I could like find very fucking old VODs like that are 8 years old. In DayZ, I was a shit player. I would play with a friend of mine. We'd go around, would try to survive, and one guy who was armed to the teeth, you know, fucking ghillie suit and everything, gun packed on fucking ammo, and he like killed 7 people just to get to us and hang out with us in game. Then he kind of like walked around with us, protected us, and then at some point, like we kind of split, and me and my friend got stuck in a factory because we were, for some reason, the factory got surrounded by snipers. I did get a couple of like stream snipers at the time. Because I would reach like about 60-70 viewers at the time, because I was essentially popping off with like the Russian DayZ community. So I would have stream snipers that would surround the factory. He came in, he killed 3 fucking people, everyone else fucking ran away. He came in to the roof when me and my friend were like wounded, healed us, patched us up, and then said, "You know what? I really enjoy my time with us." We were like, "You fucking killed people just to hang out with us." And he's like, "Here, I want to leave something for you, to leave a bit of myself for the stream," and just like drop all his gear, geared us up and everything. And then he kind of just jumped off the roof and unalived himself. I remember that moment very vividly. And half an hour later, me and my friend got killed anyway, and we lost all that gear. Oh, good times, yeah.
Oh, until I started streaming, I was living with my mom, my sister, my grandma, single mom, taking care of, you know, all of us. You know, we didn't have much, man. We lived in a 2-bedroom apartment. We had like, you know, 4 or 5 motherfuckers living in a 2-bedroom apartment, man. You got to make use of you gotta make use of the 2 bedrooms plus the living room is someone sleeping in, plus the fucking small ass dining room someone sleeping in. That dude, it was, it was rough, man. But you know, now I'm in a fortunate enough position where I can take care of my mom, so it's, I mean, obviously it's a lot better now, but yeah.
I'm glad he's like telling us about this, because like you always look at streamers as, you know, the funny man behind the screen. Sometimes he has 300 viewers, sometimes he has 1,000, sometimes he reacts to drama and he gets to 3,000, you know? And there is like a certain level of dissociation with a person. And this is like something I always admired about Zeno, like his connection to his chat and how they're always just having fun. They're not there for the game, they're not there for anything else. Like the chat is there to just like have fun with Zeno, and Zeno's having fun with them. Just like, ha, see ya, bozo, ban, haha, ball jokes, haha. Nice standing still and letting mechanic resolve, my liege. They have created this very fun dynamic, like chat and Zeno. It's like, you know, they enjoy the people that watch Zeno, they're there for Zeno. And I always admired that he managed to build such a really cool community. So, and it's, but there's also like this level of dissociation because he has views, he's barely popular, he's known in the 14 community, and him telling about like his like where that he lives with his mom and like life's not that easy. It's like it's good. It always brings back the perspective that he's a person just like us. Because like I had like very shit trouble. There's a reason I moved back from the UK back to live with, you know, my mom. At the ripe age of 30s. So, you know, it's like, it's good to know that he's also human just like me. Like, he's probably like if I didn't know he was streaming and if I met him in a bar, I would probably buy him a drink. We would probably just hang out and just shit talk about something very stupid. That's how streaming should be. You follow the creator because they fun. I mean, everyone lived with their mom. Those days are getting a house is a pain. That's true. Life is shit, but it's like, it's... I'm not obviously trying to say like my streamer is just like me for real, but it's like it's good that you can connect and kind of relate to someone. Same here. It's like like we'll live fine, but monetarily, like I gotta put a lot of fucking weight into some work outside of when I'm not streaming. I'm putting a lot of fucking work because I want to help my family as well. I got a niece now too. I gotta fucking save up to get that kid something nice soon. So, you know, it's always nice to just kind of connect with a streamer and just remember that he's also a human being.
Yeah, but at the time it was rough, man. It was really rough. So I don't take things for granted, man. I really don't. I'll take anything for granted. You know, Boyardee, the chef. You know, Chef Boyardee. You know, let me tell you about how many dinners that motherfucker made. Okay.
Yeah.
Because without old Chef Boyardee, we wouldn't have got by sometimes. Okay. So fast forward a little bit. You know, now I'm like 25, 26. Jumping in between jobs. I worked for FedEx for 7 years out at the airport. Unloading airports.
Super sleepy.
Can you fucking
Nerd? Have you ever wanted a cute dragon wife?
Fuck off.
Operating loaders, that kind of stuff, the forklift driver, truck driver, all that crap. But I started to learn about all this stuff at like 28, 29. Basically, my mentality was this: I'm gonna try it. Now, I do not recommend doing this. Okay, I do not recommend doing it the way that I did it. The way that I did it was
No, put the ad back.
lucky.
I want a dragon boy male wife.
It was a girl. Yeah, that's what I thought.
Okay, I got insanely lucky, and I am extremely grateful and extremely, I will never forget how fortunate I was. I basically put all my eggs in one basket. I said, I'm either going to do this or I don't know what's going to happen, man. I really don't. I don't know what's going to happen. And I do not recommend doing that. It would not be my first recommendation. Okay.
Yeah.
But me, the position I was in was, look, man, I'm barely living paycheck to paycheck. I got enough to do this month. I'm just going to see what happens. If I make it, I make it. If I don't, I don't know what's going to happen. I honestly did not know what was going to happen, but I decided that at the time that this is what I wanted to do. I did not want to be in like manual labor or warehouse or dry or delivery or anything like that anymore. I didn't want to. I wanted to be a streamer. I wanted to be a content creator. So yeah, so I put everything I had into it. So anyway,
that is such a risky move. It's also very similar to, for example, freelancing. You better have like at least like 6 months of rent saved up So you have options and you can see if it's working out or not. Like even when I started going into like specifically freelance editing, it's like I still had to work bar jobs. I still had to I literally had 2 bar jobs, one part-time, one full-time, and then I would come back and try to edit videos for people for honestly fucking nothing at some point. Australian dollars fucking translated into nothing in euros. So yeah, freelance is very similar when it comes to Twitch. Only freelance is like it's probably a bit easier to explain your job description to your family. But yeah, it's they're very similar. Oh god, I'm streaming. I'm freelancing and I'm streaming. God, what the fuck is wrong with me?
Sorry, getting back to the story, he said stream on Twitch, so I did. And then, the stream started to pick up. And then that's when I, moving on to the next thing, my first few, I guess, experiences with Twitch or whatever, streaming and content creation. And I put a lot of energy into it. I'm talking about, 10, 11 hours a day, every day.
Oh, no.
It got to a point to where I was no longer working. I couldn't stream for 10 hours a day and have a job. It just wasn't possible, man. And I chose streaming, and I chose, YouTube content creation and all that shit. I used to edit my own videos. I no longer do that. I have a fucking team that does it now. So thank God, thank them so much, thank fuck that they're that
When anyone's starting out content creation, I generally like, especially when it's so easy and there are so many free tools right now, and it's easy to specifically learn the skill of video editing. Every content creator, when they start out, they need to fucking learn to edit. Because I had a lot of these very starting content creators who would like ask me like, hey, can you edit for me? And then I tell them my price, and they realize it's like they need to fucking pick up their content creation themselves. Either I pay like work for peanuts for long hours, or they actually have money to pay me for me to commit to this, or they gotta fucking learn it to do it themselves. But it's also like I'm very. What's your price, Strummer? It honestly depends on content creators, but it's these days it's from 80 to up to 250 per video, depending. And that's like the full length video and not TikToks or shorts. I'm always open to kind of negotiate and open deals with some content creators. But a lot of them also realize just how much fucking commitment it goes into actually consistently eating the gods of algorithm and keeping yourself relevant and more. Because it either gonna be costing a lot of money or gonna be taking a lot of energy. Like even recently, I'm not gonna name names, but there was like a 14 creator that I was recommended to by another content creator. And we talked and talked. I lowered my price for them already because they were recommended by a friend, and that friend was very kind to me. So just as I lowered my like price to like 60 per video for them. They didn't need much. It's essentially like, fun content, how we clear this fight, etc. Don't need to do too much, but I want to send out a consistent content. But then, the moment I made a video and they started making their next like content, like they're doing the next fight, and we're already talking about like, I think the moment it hit him that he needs to pay me consistently for these videos, because he did set up a schedule, and then he also realized he has bills. Like he said, I can't really pay you right now. I'm having some monetary problems. It's like, I'm not gonna like immediately go for the neck here and say, hey, we had a deal, fucking pay. No, I just said like, look, you got recommended by a very nice person. I really like her. So let's just do this. $15 and we call it there, and just give you what I got. And we call it there, and he never fucking asked for another video again, because people realize that you either need to have a lot of money, well, not a lot of money, but enough saved up or enough to commit to having an editor, or you gotta fucking do it yourself. To be fair, the whole content creation for me started when I just like, when was this? Like, I think a month ago. Remember I said like, I bet I can become a content creator within a couple of months just because I already know how to edit. And I'm kind of proving myself right now, because I'm approaching the 1,000 watch hours on the stats. Subs are going up, views are also going up, comments are constantly popping up in the... Well, I'm not that popular, but I know, I see growth. I recognize the growth, and I'm actually kind of fucking scared. Keep up for a video for me, What? Do you want to pay me with a kebab or what? Hold on. What are we talking about? Anyways, let's continue.
They're helping me, you know, because without them, my YouTube channel would be dead. So my editors, I'm very thankful to have them. But I used to edit my own videos, but no, I don't. I mean, I don't have time to do that. There's no way, man. I don't have time. But anyway, going back to the story, you know, I was streaming like 10 hours a day. I had to make some very,
Sure, I'll take a
you know, a
kebab.
lot of difficult decisions, a lot of difficult choices. I became very, very unhealthy. You know, I was basically living off of like dollar menu fast food and Chef Boyardee and
God.
you know, ramen noodles and like energy drinks. Because
At one point, when I was, well, also living paycheck to paycheck, it's like I would normally just buy like a bag of rice because that shit can last me for a fucking while. Like, especially if you buy like one of those like 5 kilo fucking bags, like huge ones. They will last you a while, and a lot cheaper than buying smaller ones. At some point, I had to like I cooked an onion and ate that for dinner because like that's how fucking saving up money worked for me at the time. It was fucking
Yet you
horrible.
still can't cook rice correctly.
Shut up! Shut! Shut up! Shush! Shush! Shut it! Yeah, it was a horrible fucking time. I had to make a lot of fucking weird choices. Not for content creation, but it's like when you're trying to make something work, specifically for me at the time towards freelance, it's like I had to make some of these fucking things work. Especially like I lived in the shittiest fucking place. I had to use coins to put into a little machine on the wall to have electricity. Horrible fucking Soviet level of fucking construction in that house. Oh well.
because I needed that energy to stream. So at the time, I think I weighed around.
And I can relate about just like at the end of the day, when you have a job and you're trying to make something work and you try to keep up with the deadlines and making it work, it's like you have fucking no energy. You either fucking push through grit through it or gotta give, man.
You know, like
To be fair, I'm glad he
191,
made it.
195, somewhere like that. But anyway, over the course of like, you know, I want to say a year or something, somewhere around there. We'll just say a year. You know, I gained quite a bit of weight. I was very unhealthy. I got all the way up to around 270. But I told myself, you know, I made myself a promise that if this ever works out.
Oh yeah, what was I saying? Essentially, it's like I also ate very unhealthy. That was when I started actually getting fat. Because like I would I would buy packs of noodles for like 35 cents or 29, depending which ones were available. I was mainly the one eating them. At some point, I would buy a pack of 40 packs of noodles in a box for $15, and I would just eat that. It was fucking disgusting. Like carbs on carbs and carbs, and it was just like fucking disgusting. But that was the way I would try to like maintain some fucking economy in my life.
Out, I'm going to spend the rest of my life correcting this mistake. But it's one of those things where I had to do it because back in the day, streaming was much harder to get into, you know, 8 years ago than it is today. Today, you have a lot more options. Look, this is not the angle of, oh, it's so much easier. Like, I'm not trying to, I guess, I'm not trying to like dick measure, like say that it was harder back then or easier now. Look, none of that matters.
But it was a lot harder. Like, even recently, to get monetized on YouTube, it became you gotta get 500 subscribers, which is not hard. Previously, it was a lot more. It was like, I don't remember, 1,500? That was like one of the previous measurements. And before that, I think it was like 5,000. It's like, it's becoming a lot easier these days. And especially when you can promote yourself through TikTok, Instagram, and Shorts. And it's like picking up subscribers so easy. Well, I say easy, but it's like, it takes a lot less energy to make growth happen these days than it used to be in those days, and the requirements in those days are much higher than they are these days. But obviously, it's all for good reason. It's like these days, growing or making it isn't difficult, but it's like staying relevant and maintaining growth is the difficult part, I believe.
Okay. Is it easier now? It's easier to get into, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it's easier to do today. I'll explain what I mean. So back in the day, there was no affiliate. There was no gifted subs. There was no sub tiers. And gifted subs are huge because, you know, if you have like 2 or 3 people that really enjoy the stream, you know, they'll just they'll throw you 50 gifties, 100 gifties, and you know, you couldn't do that back in the day, which is a lot of money. It's a lot of revenue, you know. Twitch recently released this Partner Plus, which I'll get into that as well later. But anyway, back in the day, you didn't have that. You didn't have affiliate. You didn't have gifties. You didn't have that. It was either you.
Every time anyone says Partner Plus on Twitch, I always associate it with Disney Plus for some reason. I don't know. Maybe it's my time to be a princess.
You generated zero revenue outside of donations, or you were partnered and you could, you know, have a subscribe button. Getting partnered back in the day was life changing. I mean, I'm, you know, I'm gonna tell you, when I got partnered, it was life changing. I remember back in the day before I got partnered, it took me like it took me a ridiculous amount of it. It took me like 11 applications, like 12 applications. Now you're probably thinking, well, if it took you so many, why the fuck are you giving people advice? Well, that's exactly it, because I learned what they look for.
No, you specifically want people like this to give you advice because they have made mistakes and they have made them numerous times, so they know multiple things that you shouldn't do, and they have a more high chance advice to give at this point. Because, like, are you gonna trust the person who's gonna say, I don't know what to avoid? Probably just don't tell him something stupid, you know? Or someone who is experienced, have done this multiple times, and actually has an entire list of what to avoid. I want that list. I want someone who has experience, who has done enough mistakes to not just teach himself, but succeed and then teach others. That's definitely who you want to listen to.
I learned through trial and error what they look for. Okay.
Yeah.
I did it, so you don't have to do it. So anyway, so that's kind of like who I am. You can check out my stats on Sully Gnome. Look up all my averages, you know, all that shit like that, because you know, I mean, the shit matters when you're trying to, you know, do this for a living. That's basically like kind of how I started. I'm pretty sure I left some stuff out, but I don't know. Like I said, I'm just going to talk. I kind of wanted to direct this video to people that you don't necessarily have to play 14. You don't have to play a specific game, but more or less, this is just a video for people that are interested in content creation.
Hey, I'm here to talk about the
God
beard hedger from Manscaped.
fucking
I can't
damn
go
it.
full beard.
And interested in, you know, streaming. You know, should you stream? That's the next question. Should you stream? Not everybody. I don't think everybody should stream. Streaming is a job that everybody can do, but everybody shouldn't do. Now, going back to the first question, should you stream? Depends on how you want to stream. I mean, I think anybody can stream for fun. That's what I think. I think that it's fine. Anybody can stream for fun. But if you're actually trying to make a living, you're trying to do something, then no, I don't think streaming is for everyone. I don't. And the reason why is because there's an extreme amount of mental fatigue that goes into it. You have to deal with, just to give you an example.
I'm not... Fuck you, frame. Looks like Odin, the one-eyed. I honestly compare streaming to a bar job. Because working as a bartender, a lot of them will not fucking tell you, but there's literally just 8 cocktails, and everything else is just a variety on those 8 cocktails. It is so easy to be a bartender and earn, you know, a minimum wage. And some tips, depending where you are. But it's so hard to make bartending a viable and actually proper career for yourself, to, you know, move on as a head bartender in a good place, Michelin star restaurants, etc. To get licensed, that takes fucking effort. But at the end of the day, it is so, actually, the more I think about it, being a bartender is so fucking translatable to streaming, because once people sit down, you gotta keep them there. You gotta sell them on your personality. They don't want to see you being a miserable fuck. You gotta smile. You gotta treat them as a guest. Hey guys, hope you're doing well. What would you like? Let me get it for you. I got you, you know? And that's like, the social battery would always be so fucking drained for me after like a good shift. Like, you work as a bartender for 8 hours, then the moment you just log the door behind the last customer, you just fucking fall down. You just don't fucking want to talk to anyone. You just want to put in your headphones, just fucking recharge. And same here, is like, most of this is like just working off of tips, donations, ad revenues. Like, it's making this a full-time job, same as bartending, is just got to be so much fucking effort to actually make this a viable career.
It took me around 2 years.
Oh, jeez.
2 years before I really made any money on Twitch. Before I really made any money as being a content creator. It took me 2 years. Now, did I make money in those 2 years? Well, yes. But
just to be clear, I'm not like relating to his examples. Like, oh, I know what it's like. No, I'm just like I'm connecting dots. I kind of understand the experience because I worked with content. Well, I still work with content creators, and part of my job is analyzing growth and seeing how to grow and find methods of improving other people's content. So that is the only reason I can kind of connect some dots on what he's saying, and because a lot of the experiences are very similar to IRL experiences. Like this job is not so out of this world that it's so unrelated to a real job.
But I live paycheck to paycheck. So, are you okay with doing something like that? Are you okay with putting in that amount of commitment? And that was just my experience. My experience is going to be different from other people's, right? Because other people, they might know somebody, or they might have a big streamer friend or something like that. It depends from person to person. That's why I can only give you from my.
Today's video is
You have to be-
sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends, one of the biggest.
I stopped that because unless they pay me money, I'm not advertising weird fucking games on my fucking streams. Unless they want to give me bank, no.
Be mentally prepared for that type of shit. And I can sit here and tell you all of this stuff. I don't say that, streaming is not for everyone to try to detour you or to try to not encourage you to stream or anything like that. But I feel like that a lot of people, and I've seen it a lot of people they think that just hitting the start stream button, that's all the work it goes into it. They think that, some people think that, oh, you just play video games for a living. And no, that's, I mean, on the...
It's easy to be a streamer. It's hard to be a good streamer, I guess. Is what Xenos is trying to say. Like, I guess it's like playing a fucking samurai or a black mage. It is easy to play those jobs if you know the rotation, but it's difficult to actually be a good samurai or a black mage. Same here. It's like everyone can download OBS for free. Everyone has internet these days. Webcam, get a fucking free VTuber model or some shit, or a PNG of Solaire from Dark Souls and make him just fucking T-pose on your stream as an avatar. And it's like everyone has the opportunity to do this, but it's like it's hard to be a good streamer. That is basically where you will see the difference between content creators, those who can and those who are able to. That's pretty much the comparison here.
On the surface, it appears that way, but it would be like if I went into a Starbucks, right? And I'm like, how'd you get my drink wrong? Like, are you fucking stupid? Like, all you have to do is make a drink.
Oh yeah.
How hard is that? It's the same thing, man. It's like, dude, customer service jobs
I literally just compared this to a fucking bar job.
are the fucking worst. You have all that mental shit that you have to deal with. You have all of this bullshit from customers. You know what I'm saying? Not every job is as easy.
Being a bartender would be a great job if it wasn't for the fucking customers. If you didn't have to deal with customers, being a bartender would be the best job alive.
Or as hard as it looks. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like, you see... you could see a person operating a piece of equipment. Man, that doesn't look too hard. And then it's like really fucking intricate. You know what I'm saying? So all I'm saying, man, is in my opinion, based on my experience, streaming it's tough. One thing that you got to be prepared for, like hate comments, hate watchers, that type of shit. You got to have thick skin to stream. Okay. Like, in my opinion, don't let anybody tell you do not have to have thick skin. It does not matter how nice you are. It does not matter how happy you are, how welcoming you are.
The temptation to just answer one hateful comment or someone disagreeing with you is just so fucking high. But yeah, you definitely need to have thick skin, because some people are just going to be out to get you. Some people will not care that you're a human being behind anything or behind the camera. They will just gonna try to fuck with you. It's like, yeah.
Okay, there are people that are just, all they do is just down others.
Yeah,
that's
there you
all
go.
they do, because their life is worthless. That's all they do. And
They
you
live
have
under
to
a
be prepared
bridge.
to deal with those people. Arguing with these people is pointless. Like it's just a waste of your time. But I see it, you know,
It is.
I see
I
it all the
agree.
time, man, on social media, you know, in Twitch chats, you know, and in comments, and you know, they're trying to argue, and it's like, dude, just fucking ban them and move on, man. You ain't winning that. Why are you engaging with these people? But anyway, look, that's neither here nor there. Me, if you act like an idiot, I'm just gonna ban you and move on. Like I don't care. There's no second chance. There's no nothing. It's just okay. We have a difference of opinion here, or you just hate me for no reason. So okay, just get the fuck out of here and move on. That's it. You know,
That is a good
It's
way of
easy.
looking
I
at
think
it.
way more people fail at being a content creator than succeed. That's what I think. And it's hard. And there's a lot of factors that go into it. And there's a lot of stuff that people don't think about. And, you know, is content creating the hardest job in the world? No, I'm not. Look, man, I'm not trying to make it seem harder than what it is. Okay, I'll give you an example. Like customer service shit, I could never in a million years do that shit. Insane mad respect for you people working in the customer service field, because holy shit, the amount of bullshit that you have to deal with on a daily basis is insane. I have to deal with some of that as well, but the difference is I get to ban them and you do not. So, you know, when you get to ban an idiot, it's very satisfying versus having to, oh no, I'm sorry, it's okay, it's my fault. There's
Yeah, you can.
there's no way I
You
can do that.
can't
I
fucking.
guess this goes into our next
I
point.
mean,
Like,
it
you
does
know,
feel
what are
nice
some
to
of the
bar
things you
people
have to
from the
think
bar,
about
but it's like
streaming?
it's a
In
lot
my
messier than just
experience,
banning a
it does
person.
not matter how good you are at something. You can be literally the best at something. If you are not a good streamer, if you do not interact with chat, if you are boring, if you do not have a good personality,
Chat, am I boring? Am I am I ignoring you? Am I interacting you with you guys enough? Chad, do you love me?
your chat's going to be dead. You're going to be a failure. Yeah, you're
Aw.
going to be a failure. It does not matter how good you are at something. If what you're doing is not worth
In Albion, no
Mother
matter where you go or what you
fucker.
do, your mount will accompany you on your journey.
watching
It's
and your person
Fuck's sake. I do agree. You can see this in a lot of World of Warcraft players as well. Some of them are world first raiders, some of them are like very big raiders or like very successful high-end raiders, or they know their shit. But a lot of them not really fucking entertaining. You wouldn't really fucking watch them for too long. They have insight when there's new content, you'll watch them, react to it. But otherwise, you'll probably just not really watch them because they don't really have a lot to fucking say to you or try to entertain you. You can even tell this by a lot of these like content creators specifically going like, oh wow, that's a thing, ooh, oh, and just then ask like a million questions specifically to chat. Is this how this is? Is this how it is? Hey chat, how do you do? It's like they're just like they act like a very oblivious kind of person. So you know they don't really have the energy. Well, not the energy, but like the mental, I guess, constitution to drive their chat on their own, by just talking to chat without like just being oblivious and having chat babysit you. I guess that, I don't know, it's like I've seen so many streamers either be very quiet or try to just like make the most awkward small talk to make chat like engage with them, and it's just like the most kind of very confusing, not confusing, but like very like awkward thing to watch. Because I've seen, I have a friend. He's been streaming for years. He's been streaming since I made some videos in World of Warcraft like 6 or 7 years ago, back in Legion. And he still streams, and like that's all he does. And I love him to bits. He's a great person. I've tried to give him advice, but it's like at this point he could have looked up guides, YouTubes, etc., taken advice from anyone else. It's like, but he just doesn't do it. He's like a 1-2 viewer streamer. He streams and then barely talks, or sometimes he just talks, but something just like very, oh wow, that's a gun. And quiet for another fucking 20 minutes. It's like, not. I think this is what Xeno means. It's like everyone can do this, not everyone can succeed at it. Same with YouTube. It's like when Angry Video Game Nerd was popping off on YouTube, everyone watched it. Everyone's like immediately realizing like, whoa, gaming content is actually a good thing. You can actually make, being into video games a thing. A lot of these people start making videos just trying to shit on games, But they keep forgetting, besides just talking and shitting on games, you also need to have at least a bit of charm. At least be kind of funny and at least some insight in video games. Not just, wow, this game is so shit. Oh my god, I would rather just fucking kill, not gonna go further with those comments, but it's like, a lot of these like Let's Play channels will specifically have this. Just them trying, just being very profane and very fucking... What's the word I'm looking for? I guess oxygen thieving would be a term, but
personality is boring as fuck, then
yeah,
no one's gonna watch you. They don't care. Like,
Chat, am I boring? I'm sorry for pausing.
you have to
My
understand,
bad.
man, is that people watch streams to be entertained. I'll give you an example. So in the game I play, 14, it's an MMORPG, so you have like raid fights and, all that shit. Well, when all the new raids come out, it's popping, you know what I mean? It's blasting. There's thousands and thousands of viewers. Sometimes a streamer will have, like 5,000, 6,000 viewers because they're seeing parts that have never been streamed before. And that's great. That's awesome. But there is zero retention. Once the content is being done and seen, the viewer drop off is insane.
This is a really big point. Someone else was talking about this in another video. Specifically, this is just like two points that are very like in parallel to themselves. It's like most of the viewership for 14 specifically, or some MMOs, is gonna be towards like big events like a raid coming out or new content coming out, and then it just falls off very quickly. Because at the end of the day, this MMO is designed for you to just have fun and hang out with your friends. It's not meant for you to make this a job. Some people have made this their job, and they're very good at it, and people will continue, watching them. But there's a reason most content creators are, either VTubers, hi, hello, I'm Loki, or people just, being miserable in Party Finder and just doing content all over and over again, just trying to chat with chat, pretty much. There's a reason, like, for a good comparison, let's go to Twitch. I was upload streaming. Final Fantasy 14 community. Just Final Fantasy 14. 8.2k, right? It's it's not a lot compared to like a lot of like World of Warcraft is 75. The game is, a lot of people keep talking about how this game is dead, but it's like 75k is not really a laughing number to begin with. Diablo's weirdly enough still alive. Fears of Fathom, I'm gonna play this probably later. Baldur's Gate has fallen out, but it's mainly just because the hype died out, but it's still a wonderful Viking game. People will still play this. Yeah, there's a reason, like, if you go on YouTube, Final Fantasy 14 tag, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. They don't count. 11, 12, 13, there you go, 13. Like, you have like so many different content creators for this category. It's so saturated with content creators who are trying to specifically love the game and make a kind of a content out of it. But it's like, at the end of the day, it's like, as an MMO, it's got to be, the viewership is going to be specifically event based. That's why you will see a lot of these like particular rats when anything happens. Like, for example, someone will watch the fan fest, then cut out the fucking cosplay event and just post it as this. No, not reacting or anything. Just post it as this, shamelessly. Because there's no fucking... nothing else they can do. New weapons come out. Ooh! All these fucking people will get the mods to wear those weapons. It's cool that we can now see those weapons. That's cool. But all of them are immediately rush on it. New content, new patches is when World of Warcraft... sorry, not World of Warcraft. World of Warcraft 2, actually. And Final Fantasy is going to be like, the viewership is going to go up and where people are going to try to get their cheese. But it's like, at the end of the day, you want to be successful in the Final Fantasy 14 category, you got to have a fucking personality. You got to be entertaining. If not even funny, you got to be entertaining. You got to be very, like, not dopamine inducing, but like enough for a person with ADHD kind of like pay attention to your stream, I guess.
Comes back because no one is there for the streamer. They're there for the content. And
Yeah.
when your stream is you're there for the content and not the streamer, that is where you see massive decline, and those people will never come back. And it happens to me as well. Let's say a new game comes out, right? So currently, Baldur's Gate 3 came
Hey,
out,
Baldur's
Armored Core
Gate.
6 came out. When these games are streamed for the very first time, the viewer count is way up. It's way up. But those viewers, they're not there to stick around. Now, in my experience,
Do you think if I ask Xeno to play Baldur's Gate 3 with me, I don't even want to do it on stream, just like off stream, just to hang out and play some video games. Do you think he'll agree? I need friends to play Baldur's Gate 3.
you don't give a fuck about those viewers. Don't give a fuck about them because they don't give a fuck about you. I know that might sound negative, but when I say don't give a fuck about them, what I mean is when you see that decline, you need to be prepared up here that there's going to be a decline. You need to be prepared of this massive drop off, because some people, they think that when they see that number that it's there permanently, and it's not.
No.
And when that number drops, they don't know how to handle it.
This is what I mean. Like, being a streamer or a content creator is just such a like walking the tightrope job. It's like you don't have an internet, your job is not working, your viewership goes up and down constantly. It's like so much effort to do it into just being relevant and having growth on your channel. And you don't get dental, you don't get insurance, you got to sort that out yourself, and hopefully you earn enough from this to actually be able to afford this. So it's like, yeah, it's like you are a slave to the funny numbers.
So they think that they're a failure. They think that they have fucked up. They think that they've done something wrong, and they start to second guess themselves.
Yeah, they did. They decided to become a streamer. They decided to become a streamer instead of trying to, get a safety net, get a job first, and then become a streamer on the side.
They start to question themselves, like what did I do wrong?
That stupid fucking advice, like follow your passion, follow your dreams. If you do what you love, it's not a no. Fuck off. Get a job first. Get a safety net. Something income. You can pay rent. You can pay bills. You can at least pay some insurance, so that you can at least do this without having to worry that your passion ruined your fucking life. No.
I had 5,000.
Because like when you are putting all your eggs into this fucking basket, it's gotta be so fucking mentally draining. It's just gotta be killing you to see some of those numbers, especially if you rely on them as a job and means to make a living.
Viewers the other day, and now I'm all the way down to 2,000. What could I have possibly done? You have to understand as a content creator that when new stuff comes out, people don't care about you. They don't, and that's fine. You are there for entertainment, okay? They are there for the new stuff. So you need to just be prepared mentally. Okay, so for me, it doesn't matter if I'm streaming to 100 people, or 10,000 people. I act the same. I treat everybody the same. That number no longer matters to me, like at all whatsoever. Now, when I first started, it meant everything to me, but that was because I was a new streamer. I was learning, he's new, he's learning. So that's what I'm telling you now. I feel like it's one of those things where I can tell you, I can give you advice, but it won't actually sink in. It's just something that you have to experience, I guess, is what I'm trying to say.
I agree on this point. Like, a lot of this advice, a lot of people will always think it's okay, I'll make it work, maybe I'll be lucky, or a lot of these like incoherent but like intrusive ideas, not thoughts, even ideas, will keep popping up. It's like everyone's giving me advice. This advice is easy, but then when it comes to actually following the advice or doing anything, or a lot of people are just like, I'm gonna make this work, this is my career. You got to experience this. You got to go through this. Like, in some direct or indirect way, you got to go through this. To experience this, to just realize the vastness and depth of reality of being a streamer. That is like, to make this work as a job and as a living, it's got to take a lot more than just, sitting down, saying, hi, chat, oh my god, you guys are so dumb, and playing some video games, Obviously, whatever helps you get that bag. If you're, if you're a, hot tub just chatting streamer, fuck it, get the bag. Whatever makes you the money. But if you want to specifically become a streamer that's like specifically there for like a type of streamer like Xeno, for example, where chat is literally gonna come in because they want to see Xeno. They want to say, my liege, or people blush, my liege, you look great. The baldness is so shiny. have fun with Xeno, connect with Xeno, talk with Xeno. It's like so he interacts with his chat so much, and it's just so endearing and like inspiring to watch the connection he's made with his chat. It's like if you want to become a streamer like Xeno, yeah, you gotta fucking understand like you're gonna have to put some work. It takes a lot more than just starting it and doing it until it works. No, it's not a fucking stove. You need to actually make this work in many ways. It's an entire art at this point.
So it took me 2 years before I made any money, before I could save up anything. You know, it's hard. Everybody can stream, but everybody shouldn't stream. And going back to the original question, should you stream? Only you know the answer to that question. I think anybody can stream casually for a hobby, just for friends. You know, I think that's awesome. I think it's great. But if you're actually going to put some time, some energy into it, and you want to make money off of it, you need to think about a lot of stuff. One of the main things.
God fucking damn it. How do people fucking react to these videos and fucking don't have to stop for fucking ads every 4 minutes? Xeno, please! Send me the recording so I can react to it. I promise I won't skip any of the ads. I'll just rewatch the video after, but send me the recording so I can watch this without interruptions, please.
That I would say to think about is how long can you go living paycheck to paycheck? That's what I would ask myself. But, you know, at the time I didn't have a choice. But yeah, man, so that's kind of how long it took me to make money. Getting partner back in the day was quite a bit harder than what it is today. Back in the day, it was something like 150 concurrent viewers, whereas today it's only like 75. It's even less for affiliate. I think it's like 3 for affiliate, and you can make revenue off of affiliates. So like here's
I am never gonna be a fucking partner.
So here's the big difference, man, from back in the day till now is that as affiliate, you can generate revenue. Is it the best? No, but you can generate some versus literally zero back in the day. Getting partnered a long time ago was a lot harder, and the changes that they've made have made it a lot easier. Like they made it a lot easier the entry to streaming and content creation, because you have, you know, like I said, you have the affiliate program. You can obviously get donations. You can get, you know, gifted subs, different tier subs. You can get bits. You get ads as well. You know, there's a lot more than today than what there was. You know,
so many methods to make
worst case
make
scenario,
some money.
You know, is you know, you could always just be affiliate and, you know, generate a little bit of revenue, you know, here and there, see where it goes, you know, and like slowly transition. You know, obviously, I wouldn't recommend.
As an affiliate, I can confirm that you can make some money as an affiliate. I've recently checked how much I made the entire year. I haven't even reached the threshold to get a payout, but I have enough for at least maybe, I don't know, maybe like 2 Snickers, I guess. If they're like fun size, the small ones.
And doing what I did, because what I did was out of, you know, desperation, and I would not recommend putting all your eggs in one basket. I would recommend a slow process, like a slow transition. Make sure you have money saved up. Make sure you're ready to make a full commitment after, like, you know, 5 months, 6 months, you know, make sure
just
you
like
got
freelancing
stuff in case this doesn't work out. So the Twitch Partner Plus program came out, and that is what you have to have you have to maintain 350 subs, individual subs. Twitch Prime doesn't count and gifted subs don't count, but the revenue split is 70-30 versus 50-50. So every sub that you get up to like 100,000 a year is 70% yours, 30% Twitch's. So when this originally came out, a lot of people were unhappy about this because of the individual subs, and I don't think that people realized that you could just pad yourself up with gifted subs. So I don't know why people are.
So wait, I can just buy myself like 350 subs and I'll be partner? Yo, way to go! No, I ain't doing that. How much is that actually? About. Yeah, that is actually no. That's the worry thing. No.
So upset about that.
Over $1,500. No.
I want to remind you that back in the day, it wasn't 350 subs; it was 500 subs, and you had to have it for like 4 months, I believe. Yeah.
Yep.
The current one is better than what it used to be. Actually, I know that probably is not going to be what a lot of people want to hear, but unfortunately, it's the truth. It is better than what it was. Now, you could argue just because it's better than what it was, it could still be better. Yeah, it could. I'm not arguing that it couldn't be better. I saw a lot of people, they were really upset that, you know, only individual subs counted. And I just thought to myself, like, Yeah, that's a lot better than what it was back in the day. I want to talk about like 2 more things. I want to talk about the different times that I noticed my growth, noticed the downfalls, how I dealt with it, and then I wanted to talk about like partnership application, I guess, advice that I've given people in the past. Yeah, so when I first made the Warrior video, that was probably my first significant boost. You know, that had a lot of views, and then because of that Warrior video, I kind of like piggybacked off it. So I tried to keep the momentum from the same Warrior video where I would do similar stuff that was in the guide. So I saw some boosts off of that. So like just particular stuff that was in the game. So you know, just queuing up, helping viewers, clear. That was always my biggest thing, man.
So pretty much being active.
It doesn't matter how good you are, how bad you are, as long as we get the clear, then that's it. That's the goal. I play with viewers a lot.
I really hope a lot more people actually have this fucking mentality that clear is a clear. It's like optimizing and griefing your group over GCDs is not the way for it.
Chatters, they come in, they stream snipe, snipe in a wholesome way, I guess. I'll be specific. Fuck it, dude. Fucking some of them stream snipe trying to get fucking carry. No, what? It doesn't matter. But anyway, my point being here is that, I try to play with viewers a lot. But, also, I mean, don't get me wrong here either. Like, there's some single player games, that I also play. I don't play with viewers all the time, but when I can, I really enjoy it. I like to play with as many people as possible because one of the biggest things about my stream is I want my stream to be a metal synthwave comedy show. Now, that might sound weird. It is kind of
that
weird,
is so specific.
I'm a big fan of metal music, big fan of synthwave. I also like acting stupid. I also like pretending to ban people, pretending to get mad when people say something stupid to me.
He outed himself. He's not really banning people. We can call him bald. Let's go.
Chat says a lot of dumb shit. I say a lot of dumb shit to chat. It's a very, very, very fun, nice experience. It's basically like, now that I've done this for so long, the chat and the channel, I'm not going to say it's out of my control, but I embrace a lot of what people bring to it. Like the different memes, the different jokes, the different just stuff that people bring to it. I embrace almost all of it if it's funny. And one of the biggest things with my channel is humor. A lot of people, I feel, they watch Twitch to escape their job, escape the reality of the, sometimes life just sucks. If they can come on the channel and be happy, then that's awesome. Then that's the point for me. I mean, don't get me wrong though. I'm not like overly wholesome. Like, look, my channel's not for everybody. If you come in here and
definitely.
You act like an
definitely.
idiot, I'm gonna ban you. Get the fuck out. If you come in here and expect, an extremely wholesome PG-13 stream, then you can get the fuck out too. That's not me. We talk about the negative stuff too. We try to.
Do you think there's like some people that specifically will turn on, like, oh, Xenos streaming? I can put that and fall asleep to it. to the abrupt screams of "haha, you get banned. You guys are so stupid," just falling asleep to like the lo-fi sounds of that.
To be honest, we try to be, I guess, as upfront as we can be, but at the same time, we try to have fun. So my significant growths, I kind of piggybacked off my first video, getting the duty finder, play with viewers a lot. That was huge. That was one of the biggest spikes I think that I've ever had, is when people found out, oh man, I can clear this content, I can get help. I've always wanted to help as many people as I can, because I've gone through frustrating incidents like that too, So as I continued to play Final Fantasy XIV, this was still my main game. I still play it to this day, but the game got bigger, so the channel naturally got bigger. And then, I started running into, other content creators. We would collaborate from time to time. One of my best friends, Arthur's, I met him through Twitch, and he's one of my best friends. I would do anything for him. I met him, I want to say probably like 7 years ago. We help each other out. I met other content creators from other communities, like Max from WoW, Asmongold. I was on his podcast, which I'll very grateful for. Those interactions saw like boosts in stats, just collaborating with other content creators. I'm very picky about who I collaborate with. I'm not very talkative at all in other people's streams. I'm actually very shy. I don't really type much. There's only a few streams I will type in that I'll
He's
say
a lurker.
stupid shit.
He's a lurker.
I mean, one of them's Arthur's, but a lot of times I just lurk. I am extremely
My stream is just like
respectful
me,
of
for real,
someone's
for real.
stream. Like, I'm really very respectful of people's streams, man. And unless I really know you on a personal level, then I probably won't type much. So if I'm very quiet, please don't take offense to it. It's just, to me, a stream, a channel is like a house. Okay, it's like your home. That's where you are. That's where you live. I'm not going to come into your home like uninvited. I'm not going to come into your home, put my muddy boots on your couch, say, fuck your couch. You know, I'm not going to do that. You know, I'm like a vampire. You know, I'm not even going to come in unless I'm invited. You know what I'm saying? So I'll just lurk. I'll just lurk. So I saw significant boost in viewership just with just a lot of various things. When you have momentum, you need to keep it. But what I do to stream, like to be consistent, like as consistent as possible, is I will never stream unless I'm mentally good. It took me a while to get into a routine. I'm big on routines when it comes to streaming. So, okay.
I can confirm this just because I essentially stream usually for like 6 to 7 hours. Anytime, as soon as I start, I need to actually set up a proper schedule. I start usually around 7 o'clock my time. I don't know what time it is for anyone else. And then I stream for like 6-7 hours, and then you just feel like how mentally draining or how it affects you mentally streaming, because especially with someone who has ADHD and like I do enjoy having to look from like my front screen towards the chat and having people actually chat or type something out or even emote. Like it's always nice to see it or react to it. I'm just like, ooh, yeah, let's go. It just feeds my ADHD. But like, I'm also an introvert. It's like, so talking and socializing, even like this, is like very mentally draining. And it's like, you will not always be in the headspace to be talkative and not just want to chill the fuck out and play some video games. It's like, that's... You need to be consistent with this energy. So it's like, if you're not in the mind space, I do agree that you shouldn't be streaming. You should just kind of chill the fuck out, or have a short stream. Otherwise, it's like it's not fun for you or anyone else.
I'll give you an example. I'm really into Baldur's Gate 3 right now. I have streamed an average of like 8 hours.
Me too, my leash. Do you want to play together? Please.
Every single day for the past month and a half. That's a lot of stream. That's a lot of fucking streaming, okay?
Oh, yeah.
But I have the energy to do it.
And I watched all of it. Well, most of it at least. So Xenos still kind of streams at ungodly fucking hours for me.
Because I want to. Like, right? Like, I'm...
You know how some
Mother
blessed with big
fucker!
booty, thick thighs?
I'm fiending, right?
How have I gotten today, like, 4 different fucking VTubers as commercials just watching videos? Is this a thing? Should I fucking do this? Should I actually fucking send commercials to YouTube about me? What the actual shit?
Right now, I really want to play. But instead of playing, I force myself to take a day off, and I'm making this video. So it's hard to explain for me, I guess, but you feel this momentum, and you want to keep that momentum going, because when you have this momentum going, you're very interactive with chat. You're very energetic. Your stream is, you know, popping. You know, there's a lot going on. You're not only playing the game, but at the same time you can multitask and talk to chat while you know, play the game and stuff. And you know, I mean, for me, it's hard. It took me a while to be able to really like get good at it. It's very important to keep that momentum. However, at the
this is gonna sound like a very dick thing to say. I'm lucky I have ADHD, because this makes me, like, even mid pulls, you'll see me like talking to chat. Like it kind of feels weirdly comfortable for me. I know it's like sometimes I can't really keep up. Sometimes I need to focus on one thing, but just like mid pull, just talking to chat feels very fucking comfortable for me. I don't know. It's like a rocking chair. It's like, it's comfortable to sit in it, but sometimes you can roll a bit too far and fall off, I guess. Deep fucking example, I guess, but you know what I mean. It's like,
the same time, you have to force yourself to take days off. You have to, because eventually your body is going to make you. Now,
no, definitely.
When your body makes you, that is up to you. You know, so I do a lot of like, you know, exercising, and, you know, I lift a lot. And it's very similar to, you know, you can't exercise, you can't lift every day. You got to have
looking
a day off.
very swole, my leash.
If you don't take a day off, your body will make you take a day off, and you don't want it to come to that, man. Because when it comes to that, your body hates you. It is like, I can't believe you are making me do this. You are making me incapacitate you. You are making me make.
Your own body fucking chokeholds you, knocks you the fuck out, and makes you sleep for a few days.
you tired, which makes me tired, which now I'm talking to my body in like the third fucking person, which is confusing as fuck. But my point being here is that you do not want to get down to zero energy, okay? You need to do it for your mental health, your physical health. You know, you have to force yourself to take some days off. Now, in my opinion, if you're taking too many days off, that's bad. You can't take too many days off, man. You know, obviously it's going to be different, right? If you're like a massive streamer, you know, you can fucking do whatever the fuck you want, you know? But for me, no, I personally will take 1 to 3 days off at most a week. But what I mentioned earlier was the, you know, like the ups and downs. You know, you have these massive viewer spikes because of newer stuff, and then you have these drop-offs. You need to be mentally prepared for that. You need to understand what the real numbers are. You need to understand your place. Look, man, if you're getting like 100 viewers, 200 viewers, and then because a new game comes out and you're getting 3,000,
Yeah.
you know you are not a 3,000 viewer streamer.
Oh,
you know you're not. You can pretend that you are,
Yeah,
but in a
stay in
week
your
or
lane.
two, when that number goes all the way down to 200, where it should be, I say this because it is very, very destructive on your mental. Because right when you think,
Oh, definitely.
yeah, I've seen all this awesome natural growth, and then it fucking plummets, that fucks with people, okay? You
Oh,
need to
definitely.
understand.
I can confirm this. I can even show how I can confirm this. Let me open up it. I used to have a another YouTube channel. It was mainly for editing, but it turned into a clip channel, and later on, it also turned into a stream channel for me on YouTube. So let me just hop to it and just show. It's like it had a lot of videos on it. It got monetized in like a couple of weeks. Subscribers are falling because I'm not really doing anything on this channel. It just exists. But some of the clips, obviously Shy lately when she was blowing up, 1.7 million. I removed most of my clips, or just because I don't want to get back to like clipping or try to clickbait people anymore for content. It's like this channel is monetized, but I don't really fucking give a shit about it anymore. And it's like 1.6, 600. Some of the clips that I really like, I left them in because I'm kind of proud of them. I did some good editing on this shit. But like later on, you can even see here, like from 1.7 million, the numbers do fall down. And those numbers would go all the way to 2K, 4K, 5K. Obviously, they would still make money, but it's like, it did mess with me. Like, seeing such a big growth and then such a huge drop. Sure if I'm actually allowed to fucking show these stats, but yeah, it does mess with you. You're like immediately trying to either be very desperate to make content, release as much as possible, or, you know, it does fuck with your mentality.
Understand that is supposed to happen, okay? But some people they don't understand that. That's where the bad stuff starts to happen. That's where you start to overthink yourself. Oh man, what did I do? You know, what did I do wrong? And then and then it starts to affect your normal streams, and people see that you're sad, people see that you're depressed. You know, a majority okay, look, I'm not gonna say majority, but in my experience, people don't want to watch someone that's sad. People don't want to watch someone that's depressed. That's not fun. I'm not gonna watch a depressed, I'm not gonna watch an unfun streamer. You know what I mean? It's just ain't gonna happen. People can tell. And your chat's gonna be dead. It's gonna be like a fucking funeral in that stream.
Nobody wants to watch an unhappy
in
motherfucker.
My experience, you need to force yourself to take days off. You need to understand your place, like where you are as a streamer. Okay, so I'll give you an example. My average viewers, according to Sully Gnome, over the past 365 days, so past year, is 1,500. You know, it also varies from game to game. We'll just say 1,500. When new stuff comes out, I'll spike up to 3,000, 4,000. When new stuff in Final Fantasy comes.
Keep in mind, it depends also what kind of size of streamer you are. If you're essentially established one, let's say you got 70, 100 viewers, concurrent viewers, like the average, you might get a spike up, or you might even like have even less viewership if there's new games coming out. Like say at some point, for example, this happened when Borderlands 3 came out. I worked with some people at the time, and the bigger channels would get extra viewership. People wanted to watch them. The smaller channels pushed down because those viewers went to the bigger ones. So it very much depends. Not the you need to be very selective with games as well. You don't go just for the new stuff and like trying to specifically gain, an opportunity just because there's a new release, right? Don't make this very about yourself. If you're on the smaller scale, play that game later. Don't try to catch the boom. Play that game later when your viewers come back to you and they can enjoy you going through the game. But if you're one of the bigger streamers, you probably will most likely get a boom. I like that emoji, the smiling dog.
comes out, I'll be like 8,000, 9,000. That number is a spike. It is not permanent. It is going to drop off, and you need to be aware that it's going to drop off. Now, there's a ton of different ways to stream nowadays, okay? Back in the day, people only stream video games. Nowadays, people paint their tits and stream a fucking beach. So look, I have no experience in painting my titties. I have no...
He is right, But I am glad that even that section of Twitch is so fucking saturated with girls trying to get like cheap views, that even that section has just girls that are just like they look like they're starting streamers. They're like in a hot tub, they're trying to talk to chat, but it's just a chat of like 5 people and it's their friends. Like, I am so glad that section is so saturated. Now, it's like, obviously, I'm glad there's like so many girls just streaming themselves in hot tubs, but I'm also glad that it's like people aren't looking at this as just a free opportunity anymore. That's just me, just being just a tiny bit spiteful.
No experience in being on a beach. Okay, I'm a ginger kid. If I even think about the sun, I turn into Mr. Krabs. So all of my, I guess, experience
money,
is
SpongeBob.
based in gaming and a little bit of RL and a little bit of React. Some people can get by with their looks. Some people can get by with like other stuff, like maybe they have like massive incentives or something. There's a lot of different ways to stream. I am just telling you the way that I personally do it. The way that other people do it, if they're successful, then it works. Okay, streaming is one of those things where if it works, right? Some people show their butthole on stream and they get banned for 3 days, and it's a boost. The exposure of that, is better than 3 days worth of streaming
factor.
for them. They get a 3-day vacation. Fuck it, I was going to take those 3 days off.
Yeah.
Look, man, streaming's weird, okay? All right, streaming, look, man,
It
I don't
is so
do that.
fucking
If I did
weird.
that wouldn't be a 3-day vacation. I'd be fucking gone, okay? I don't have that privilege. I'm too bold, all right? The last thing I wanted to talk about is the advice for partnership when you're going to apply. The last time that I, gave any type of advice or tried to look into it, you needed like 75 concurrent viewers, something like 25 hours stream, 12 days or something like that. All of that's easy to get for the most part. The 75 viewers can be a little difficult, but if you keep a consistent schedule, then it'll happen. If you keep a consistent schedule and you're entertaining, it will happen because people will start to look for your stream. So like, let's say you normally stream around like 1 p.m. and you do that every day for a month. Well, eventually people are Xenos gonna be on soon. You know what I mean? So some people, myself included in this, some people will plan their day around your stream, and I know that sounds.
I don't think people will plan their day around my stream, but I know that a lot of returning viewers, very fortunately for me, return roughly around the time when I start streaming. Again, as I said, I start roughly around like 7 p.m. is my time, which is like Eastern European time. And a lot of people return. They come back, they say hi, and a lot of those people also find my stream specifically around this time. Some people just will message me either on Twitter or on YouTube, like, hey, I saw your video on YouTube. I liked it, and that's it. They'll just leave a message, and they're not really able to watch the stream. But a lot of people do return specifically around this time. So same goes for YouTube as well. Consistency is such a fucking crucial thing, especially when you upload videos. They shouldn't be like immediately whenever you make it. They need to be at certain times so people can expect a video from you around that time of the evening.
Crazy, but they will. I do it too. I have some friends that stream like later after I'm done. That I'll.
Anyone in chat? I don't know how many left people in chat. Anyone in chat actually follows the schedules of like streamers? Because like even VTubers and a lot of the streamers have picked this up as well, where they just like post their schedule like on Twitter I know streamers like have a schedule like below their stream, but I usually tend to just ignore schedules. I just like whenever I'm online and I have free time from work, I just look who's online and I watch them. But yeah, it's like very few. Like not a lot of people will. I don't know. They do keep doing this, so I assume the fucking posting a schedule on Twitter does work. So honestly, hard to say. Maybe I should try. Or worst case scenario, I'll at least like start posting it on my Discord specifically, just because I I literally made a Discord for people from the stream because a lot of I also started playing League with a lot of people from the stream. I made friends, which is nice.
I'll plan my night so that I can watch their stream because it's really entertaining. The biggest thing that I can say or that I believe is the application, like where you have to basically sell yourself. You have to tell them, you have to.
I'm very worried that this application is going to be very similar to applying for a job. And also, like recently, maybe a few months ago, I applied to a VTuber agency. I didn't pick up the offer, but they did send me one. I don't know. I just kind of felt I didn't feel like I wanted to continue at the time with the application. But you have to apply for it as a fucking job to sell yourself as an asset to the company and etc. So it's like I assume the partnership is similar if you gotta write like a whole letter for them. And I genuinely hope that Xeno gives the advice of like don't tell them that it's your passion and you're so fucking passionate that that's why they should give you more money. Because like again, it's like don't use this as a passion. This is business as usual. This is a job if you want to make a living. And same with VTuber agencies. I don't know why I'm putting this into this fucking video, but essentially if any VTubers ever are looking for specifically applying to a VTuber agency during the application and you're invited or you're filling out one of those forms, it's a job. You need to fill out and convince them why they should consider giving you money.
Schedule is very important. They look for stats, raw numbers like concurrent viewers, hosts, raids, that type of stuff, followers gained. They look for growth, basically. They want your stats and they look for growth. Another thing they look at is like chat interaction. How many chat lines, go by? How do you interact with chat? Like these are some things that they look for. They also look for consistency, right?
Yeah, that's actually a really good point. Chat, can you spam my chat for a bit? Like just post for a bit so my stats look better. NA servers,
and what can you bring to Twitch, basically? Like, and what that question is like, how are you going to make Twitch money? Because
Yep.
I mean, it's Twitch, right? So they're going to partner you. They want some money. I mean, it is what it is. One thing that a lot of people put in their applications is they put like, oh, I've always wanted to do this. This is my dream job. They don't give a fuck.
Exactly.
They do not give a fuck about your dreams.
Naujoji geresnė Elmex
God
sudėtis su
fucking
pro cinko fosfatu
damn it.
iš karto ir ilgam numalšinkite skausmą.
Okay? They don't. They really don't. They don't give a shit if you've been having this dream of being a Twitch partner for the past 7 nights or 20 nights. They don't care. That doesn't make them money. That's literally just a dream.
Dreams.
They don't care.
Let me
They also
sell
don't
that.
care how nice you are either, because you can.
Exactly. It's a job. It's essentially, at the end of the day, they're not looking to fulfill your dream. They're there to fulfill a business growth and, business opportunities and make the business work. So that's why they need staff. Staff is basically all the streamers who are able to monetize their content and share their revenue with Twitch. Well, to be fair, Twitch shares their revenue with us, through us. Same with for YouTube or any other job or VTuber agencies. But yeah. Those ads really like you. Yeah, fucking... I don't know how... I know this is like a 40-minute video, but we've gotten so many ads. Is it because I'm pausing and there's like a hidden timer or something? Is this like the previous housing system with like at any point it might pop up, it might, bam! The worst Halloween horror of them all, ads.
Can make money by being a bitch, or you can make money by being a fucking asshole. They don't care how nice you are. All of this stuff that I'm telling you, this is based on the last person that I helped, and that was probably about 6-7 months ago. These are just
And you know they don't care if you're an asshole or a bitch, because like a lot of the content creators are like all over the place, and a lot of people are just like very confused. Like, this person is such a horrible person. They're using Twitch. They're like so unethical, and it's just like at the end of the day, like, have you considered how much money they're making Twitch? It's like if it's like a very steady of, you know, 3 figures, it's like, oh man, look, the bird is far away. I'm not seeing what's happening. What's so unethical over here? I'm not seeing this. I probably blinked. Oh well, business as usual.
Just some of the things that I told them they got partner on the first try. Now, will you get partner on your first try? I have no idea. So I don't want to give any like false hopes or anything like that. But yeah, so those are some of the things they look for. And when you put in your application, I would recommend being as upfront as possible, giving them direct numbers. You need to say, okay, from, you know, June, I had this many, and now it's October and I have this many. You have seen X amount of growth. I've had X percentage of growth, and it's only continuing to grow. I meet all your requirements. You need to be straightforward, and you need to talk to them like that. This is the only advice I've given to other people, and it seemed to work. So I'm giving it to you. This is also what I used when I got partnered. Another really important thing is also social media too. Like, let's say you got a big following on Instagram or Twitter or something.
You gotta promote yourself. You gotta be able to sell yourself. Yeah.
Advertise my stream on these sites, which is going to bring in more people. You know what I mean? Which bring in more people, bring in more money, more subs. So you can see where this is going. You know, all external sources are good. Like YouTube is good because you can transition from YouTube frogs to Twitch chatters. And here's one thing that some people forget is, you know, you can speak different languages. You can reach more people. That's also a plus too. Like, I have a friend, she's German, but she also speaks English too. She speaks English very well. So she has 2 different audiences there. And also, I mentioned him earlier, my friend Arthur's. Arthur's is crazy, man. He's Singapore, but can speak like JP, Chinese, English. I almost said American. He could speak American. That was one of the things I told Arthur is I said, hey, man, dude, you got to put that in there because the amount of people that you can communicate with is insane. Like, I wish I could do that. I wish I could communicate.
Yeah, there's a reason Arthas is like, he has decent streams on Twitch, but he's really fucking big on Bilibili. He is big on those continents. Like, sometimes he'll dual stream too. He'll stream like on Twitch while at the same time stream on Bilibili. People will still remain in his stream just to watch him play. He's not really even speaking English anymore because he's talking to the, you know, the Asian market on Bilibili. But yeah, being multilingual is such a good advantage.
With anybody, you know what I mean? Like, it's
I should learn Japanese.
That's like a huge bonus because, you know, you can speak to people all over the world. I think that's cool as fuck, man. I really do. But yeah, so those are some of the things that I would say to put in there. And any type of thing that is any, like, you know, it's been your dream, or it would make me so happy, or any of that crap, leave it out. They don't care. They don't want it. Leave it the fuck out. It would be.
Also, keep in mind, imagine how many applications they get and how many fucking passion letters they have to read through. No, get to the details. How are you going to make us money? Why are you useful? Stop telling us about your fucking dreams unless we can sell those.
Be nice if people cared, but let me tell you, everybody says it. Everybody. You are not the only person that has had a dream of being a streamer. You are, trust me. Okay.
But Dino, I want to be just like you, just with more hair.
Man, I do want to say though, the channel has been insanely successful. I'll always be grateful for everything, you know, that the channel's brought me and what you guys have done. And I've wanted to do a video about this for a long time. I just kind of been putting it off. And there's a lot of stuff that now that I'm thinking about, kind of wish I would have said. Save that for another video. Let me stream for another 8 years, and now I'll make another video. But anyway, thank you guys a lot for watching this, man. I'll see you on stream, or I'll see you on YouTube. So wherever you are in the world, have a good day, have a good night, and I'll see you later. Peace.
That was a good video. There was a lot of like very useful insight. Some things I already kind of understood, already knew, because I made the same mistakes in life and had to go through some of these fucking rings of hell. But it's very good. Well, not very good, but like very comforting. Like the advice that is giving is very like not just like very standardized guidebook kind of advice like a lot of YouTube videos are, but a lot of like of it personal experience, a lot of like personal stories involved in this. It's like it's very easy to connect yourself to Zine and kind of find relevance in the depth in his advice. because of this. So yeah, I think this was a really good video. Xeno reacts to idiots in cars compilation. There you go. There's his fucking content. God fucking damn it, Xeno.